Alright, welcome everybody. This is the Urban Watcher, and we're doing a playthrough of the Zafehouse Diaries. We just made through our first game, and the premise of this game is very different from anything else. It's still the zombie apocalypse, but in a very different and strategic way. It reminds me of one of the old-fashioned early adventures. The one I think they were called Muds or HUDs or something, where you would walk into the text would tell you walk into a room and you see a monster and then it asks you what you want to do, and you people say throw a rock at monster and the monster would come attack you. It has that type of classic feel with updated graphics. It's not a first person shooter, it's not a 2D graphics, it's not a platformer. It really reminds me of a board game where they give you objectives or you can choose your own adventure, and you basically are creating the diary of your survivor story, which is excellent. um, I played a few minutes ago a one round, and I think I lasted maybe a couple of hours, and so the story of that group of survivors ended. I mean, it was over, and they only survived for a few hours. So if you were coming across the zombie apocalypse and picked up their diary that was just lying around covered in blood, it would tell their story. So that's kind of the premise of the Safe House Diaries. Every time somebody plays through one of these games, they're going to be able to create a unique adventure, a unique story. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is the beginning of our diary, and it says we made it. Among the fragile groups, we have a musician, a firefighter, a surgeon, a chef, and a cleaner. We have a few weapons, some food, medical supplies, and we have some interesting information about our relationships. And this is something that I don't know exactly how it interacts in there, but there are relationships that kind of conflict throughout the game. If any of you are familiar with the whole Night of the Living Dead, the Day of the Dead, any of the classic Romero films, the heroes, the quote unquote protagonists of the story, they're always getting they're getting in their own way. The zombies become almost second to the danger once they get under control. Once they are in an environment where they're safe, quote unquote, from the undead, they get in their own way, and that's kind of what's going on. So it says the five of us are wary of each other. Frank isn't adjusting well to the group, so Frank is kind of the outsider. Paul might be able to get to hold everyone together, might be able to hold everyone together. So Paul is our synergy, so we have to take care of Paul, make sure he doesn't die. I might actually send out Frank to some more dangerous missions because he seems to be on the outside. We met someone on the outskirts of town, and he said he was part of a scavenging group, and he basically tells us that there's a car on the outside of town, and he said we might want to check it out. So that car is going to require us to be able to search. So here is the main map. And like I said, it's kind of like a board game. These different locations, like this one right here is a bank. This one is a factory. The map changes every time you play. This one's a diner. That's a church. That's a police station, store. The map will change to wherever you go. So last time I made a huge mistake because I thought it would be a good idea to tackle 36 zombies or 27 zombies or whatever it was, and not a good idea. Not a good idea. So we're gonna have to be a little bit more strategic. Go for smaller locations. Clear zombies a little bit at a time. Take our time a little bit. In normal mode, there's not really a time limit. So first thing I'm going to want to do is I need to search the existing location. This place, we can click, wherever we're at, we can click, and it tells you the state of the house. This is an unsecured location. It's only be searched 43%. There are zero zombies inside, zero corpses, and these are the names of the people: Molly, Adrian, Frank, Derek, and Paul. These are the supplies that we have on each other. These are the type of things that we can do. So for this location, I'm going to split us up, and I'm going to click on the command. So I need everybody to search. So I'm going to make everybody search except for maybe two people. And each one of them, if you notice, they have a star next to their name. That star indicates the level of efficiency, so they can actually level up They're different skills. In normal mode, you only have 5 survivors. So if I lose a survivor, I lose a set of skills, and so it's terribly painful. I'm also going to uh, barricade the entrances. Frank is going to barricade. And when I'm done with that, I'm going to click on the clock and it's going to go back to my diary. Now, this is the ongoing narrative of what is happening in the game. It's turn based. So whenever I press the little clock now, they're going to carry out the actions and everything I told them to do. So I'm going to press the clock now. It's 6 a.m. And boom, everything that happened within that hour at the house, we found 4 cooking ingredients, 2 snacks. Frank broke the refrigerator into 4 metal barricades. He didn't do anything with them yet. Adrian notes there are 2 showers in the house. A quarter of the rooms in the house haven't been searched. So I can go back to this menu here, and we haven't done very much. We haven't searched very. It's not completely secured. So I want to continue to search, and I'm gonna continue allow them to continue doing what they're doing. So go back to here, and let's give them another hour to do what they're gonna do. Frank and Derek had an argument in the kitchen. Derek threw a lamp at Frank, but he missed, and it smashed into pieces. It won't even be useful for scraps. We found a carving knife, so I have to really watch out for Frank and Derek. So, one of the things we're curious about is okay, there's Frank and Derek have had really bad blood. So, Frank is a surgeon. He's straight, university education, wealthy background. He is experienced, stable, investigative,
Okay, I'm
inquisitive.
sorry.
He claims he isn't a racist, he just doesn't like the look of Adrian and Derek. So he doesn't like 2 guys, Derek and Adrian and Derek. So this is Derek. Let's see what his main issue is. Derek was a chef. Okay, so he's the opposite of Frank. He comes from a middle class background. He is experienced, stable, independent, persuasive, and is the most useful in preparing a meal. Okay, so he's got some real world skills that are going to be useful. This guy comes from a poor background. So Frank, do you remember which one of these guys is the outsider, and which one I said was going to be the one holding the group together?
Frank was the outsider and Paul was the holding group together.
Okay, so I'm going to have to send Frank out with somebody that has a good relationship with him. And right now, Frank seems like Paul might be able to work together. So I'm gonna have to break this little party up. Frank.
Okay, I'm sorry. I had to go get me something to eat, but what happened to Lisa and all them?
Oh, they died. They died.
What?
Uh,
How?
they died.
The zombie party was hardcore.
Yes, it was hard. All right, so Frank, I'm gonna send you next door to do some scouting, and I want you to investigate. And so I'm gonna click the investigate button, and I'm gonna give you a handgun and a set of rounds. And let's see, I'm gonna give you. That's about it. I don't really care about anything else you do. So if you die, because you're pissing me off already, and I'm gonna have these 4 continue to do what they've been doing. Derek, Paul. I need somebody to continue to barricade the house. Uh, I guess I'll pick. Give me Derek back and barricade the entrance. He's not very good at it, so he'll gain hopefully some experience from it. So I sent Frank off by himself. He's going to be my
Okay, don't be
sacrificial
mean.
mine.
Send someone with Frank.
No, sorry. This is my story, and this is I would be a bitch if you were a asshole to me. You're very little use to me. Okay, so we're gonna give him an hour. All he's doing is scouting. It looks like my survivors are not getting along. Make the relationships the relationships have become dangerously strained. Relationships affect almost every aspect of the game, including combat. Survivors with bad relationships can find amongst themselves, potentially causing serious injuries. One option you have for improving relationship is spread a rumor. To do this, go to the town map and left click on the survivor photo to bring up the relationship view. Look for the word spread new rumor on the left large piece of paper on the right hand. You'll be able to select from a variety of rumors. Okay. it might backfire, is what they're saying. So the bank at Dubbin's Way is a small building with around 8 rooms. It has two. Frank says it might be an easy place to defend. Frank scouted around the perimeter. He counted 0 zombies outside. Peering through the windows, he saw 3 zombies inside. So we're probably going to move there and barricade that place. Frank returned to his recon. He found a snack in the kitchen. We found a snack in the kitchen, a snack in the living room. Derek hasn't made any progress on barricading for a few hours. Frank found a baseball bat while exploring. Wonderful. Have them do some more. We found a deck of playing cards in the living room. Frank found a snack while exploring. So, here we go. I'm gonna send Frank with somebody else to scout. What is this place? A police station. Let's go find out about the police station. And Paul, if I remember correctly, were the ones that have the potential of getting together. Let's click on Frank's name and see if we can spread a positive rumor about him. We want to, what do we say? Connection. Frank and Molly are distant cousins. They lost contact many years ago because of a family feud. No. Dude, okay, these guys are poor. Activism, maybe? He's a member of a local association concerned of surgeon, carpenters, and engineers. Remember, these guys, if you think about their connection, they're probably having issues with this guy. They're obviously, this guy comes from rich, he's educated, these two are not. Celebrity, charity, crime? No. The fact that he's gay and straight, I don't think that would help their relationship. Let me try charity. Maybe that would help. His services are free of charge to uneducated middle class people. That's what I'm guessing. So let's go with that and see what happens. Alright, and these three can continue to search. And what are we going to do quickly?
Reach the bank with the remaining 3.
Say that again?
Reach the bank with the remaining 3 since there was just 3 zombies in there.
I understand, but I'm not done with this place. Okay, we're going to hit. They were still barricading. They were still searching. A rumor spread around the group. Through his work as a surgeon, he is known among his friends for offering his services free of charge to uneducated middle-class people. On hearing the rumor, Molly, Adrian, Derek, and Paul became closer to Frank. That's good. Paul and Frank returned from the recon police station at 4 Crown Road. Derek hasn't made any progress on barricading for a few hours. Frank found a chess set while exploring. Here's the information on the police station. 2 doors, 27 windows. Should have a lot of weapons. 0 zombies on the outside, 24 zombies on the inside. Paul and Frank are happy after a successful scouting run. Excellent. So these two are making progress, and I'm gonna send Frank again to. Who's not making any progress barricading? It was Derek. And who did I send last time? Paul. And I'm going to switch from investigate to breach. And I want these guys to take 9mm baseball bat, handgun, carving knife, a couple rounds if they need it. Hopefully
Well,
that's...
so you learned from last time not to send the whole group at once.
No, it's not that. It's just that there's only 3 there, and I'm going to keep these other 2 to search. Okay, so we're at 86% in this house, and I think we're okay. So let's go back and see what happens. And remember, our diary is growing, so basically we're filling in the story of our survivors. Uh-oh. That's not good at all. Okay, in the bank. Adrian, Derek, and Frank approached the bank with the intention of breaking in. They had to spend some time trying to find a way in, increasing the risk of confrontation. They headed to a small second-story window leading to the lobby. Once they got closer, it proved tricky to access. We cleared the room, taking down 3 zombies. Adrian received small cuts and tears. We can hear half a dozen, maybe more, shambling outside the room.